What's up, my friends? Oh my goodness. This video has just been bubbling up in me because there's just so much happening right now. And my intention for this video and our time together today is to remind you to look deeply within and to question what you are calling your reality, right? Because see, in my life, what I'm always looking for is evidence. I'm looking for evidence, right? And we can be looking for evidence of different things, but I want to talk about how our beliefs about reality are going to create what we're experiencing right now. And if there's ever been a time, at least in my life, and especially while doing this work and teaching others, is like right now there's just so much confusion and conflicting information. And we live in a society where there is a lot of, people that are going to share things without really looking into them. And there are people that are being very divisive right now. Chanel, I'm on a Facebook Live, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So because there's so many people that are being very divisive right now, you can find yourself getting caught up in that. Hi, Anna. But I want to invite you while we're on this time together, while we're having this Facebook Live, to keep an open mind, keep an open heart. And what my intention is for you to experience miracles in your life right now. Like I literally want you to experience while we're on this time together, while we're on this session, right, is for you to shift into more love, to shift into more miraculous thinking, to elevate your consciousness and to expand your magnetic field. Like literally our body is a receptor. It is receiving information, it's processing information, and it's transmitting information, right? So like we are that powerful. Now, when you're just sitting at home in your sweats and you're kind of swiping through social media and you're reading about one person's complaining, one person not having something, the government is this, she said that, he said that, literally you are taking your focus away from how powerful you are and you're getting swept away by all of the multiple millions and billions of realities that are out there. So let's talk about reality for a moment. Reality. When you are going to transform your life in a really big way, you literally have to poke holes in your current paradigm. That means that you have to look at reality as you know it and call bullshit on it. Otherwise, you will keep creating more of what you already have. So for me, for instance, when I was back in my reality where I couldn't afford to pay for food, I couldn't afford to do anything without government assistance. That was my reality. And when I looked around at my family and I looked around at people that were in my life at that time, I saw a lot of people mirroring that reality. So my intention is to defend it, right? Like my not maybe intention is not the word, but my first instinct is to defend it. This is real. Don't you see what's happening? Don't you see what's going on? However, in order for me to go from not having money for food to the point where I can just buy $300 meals whenever I want and take Chanel out to these kind of dinners and live a more extravagant lifestyle, is because what I've done is I had to say, this has been my reality up until now, but if I look over there and see how she's living in a different reality. She has to believe different things. And if I look over there at him, I can see he's living in a different reality because he doesn't believe what I'm believing. So he's living in a different paradigm. So when we start doing this, we literally start poking holes in our reality to start to embrace a new reality. Now, this is what I teach women in business so that they can create new, new goals. They can raise their rates. They can start receiving more money. They start believing that they are now worth it. They start believing that there's people out there that are going to buy things from them. They start believing that there's people that can afford this, doubled rate now because they were willing to poke a hole in their current reality. So what's happening right now is a lot of people are fighting and defending their reality because it's part of their identity. And because it's part of their identity, it's part of who they are. And their ego is like, no, this is what's real. So my invitation to you today is to know, and I just shared this on my Instagram stories, that there are people out there right now, my clients, my friends, myself, that are making money, right? There are people out there right now that are experiencing joy. There's people out there right now that are having wins. There's people out there right now that are having miraculous healings, that are healing their relationships, that are healing their bodies. There's so much good that is still unfolding right now. And I don't want you to turn away from something that you are actually taking action on and that you are being called into sacred spiritual activism on, right? So that means you're actually being called into action to do something. But for those of you that are not being called to take a particular action, you're not involved in a particular movement, but yet you are caught up in the noise from all the different things all over, and you can feel that it's impacting your body negatively, I want to invite you to take a step back. I want to invite you to start asking a bigger question and ask, what are you meant to be doing in this time? If you have medicine that you're meant to share, whether it's gifts in the forms of services, products, creations, your inspiration, your voice, making a podcast, creating videos, if you're feeling that that's what you're meant to be doing in this season, you're needed, right? If you're feeling like you don't agree with everything that's happening in your friend circle or agree with everything that's happening in your online space, question it. Question it. And start asking, what do I want to experience right now? Because what I did this morning is I started reaching out to some of my friends, and I'm like, wow, there's a very vast kind of difference in experiences that are happening right now. And I started questioning, what do I want to experience in this last half of the year? What do I want to experience in the month of August? From talking to my friends that are super into astrology, like this year, there's a lot of intensity that's going to keep on happening, right? Like things are happening. There's a big election happening. There's a lot of things that are being revealed in Hollywood. There's so much stuff that is happening. I just get a damn message from my community that's saying, top priority, wear your mask. Like there's so much that's happening, but you have to intend your own universe and start asking, what reality do I want to tune into? So remember what I said about me changing my money reality. I had to literally come to a like total transparent moment and say, this is the reality that I've been tuning into. This is the reality I've been agreeing to. This is the identity I've been shifting and molding into, and it's the identity of not having enough, right? And because I was agreeing to that, because I was choosing there, because I was focused on those aspects of what could be happening in my life, I experienced it. I continued to move into that programming. But soon as I said, no more, I'm going to start tuning into whatever reality she's tuning into. I want to start tuning into the reality that has them believing that money is easy to make. I want to start tuning into these different realities and shift my identity. Everything started to change. It takes conscious effort. It takes you making choices. It takes you pulling yourself away and saying, this does not feel good here. I'm going to pay attention to what's happening over there and ask what that's about. Now, I want to let you all know that Tuesday, I actually have a whole masterclass that's on money, energetics, and it's called More Than Enough. So if you are a woman that's like, you know what? I have been feeling the limitations around money. I have been feeling scarcity. I can feel it in my nervous system. My nervous system is feeling like there's not enough. My nervous system is scaring me to feel like there's not enough clients. My nervous system is making me feel tight when I go to Starbucks. Like, should I buy that? I saw a woman share a win, and you know, these are small wins, but these wins add up. She shared it in the Money Miracles group that I have, the Miracle Week group, Facebook group. She said, today I was going to Starbucks and I thought, do I really need that? And then she decided, I just want to get it anyway. Now I just want to talk about this little tiny shift, because these little shifts are shifts that you need to have in order to get to the $10,000 a month, the $50,000 a month experiences. It's the feeling that you don't have to need something for you to say yes to it. You don't have to need it like I need it to live. That's survival energy. And when we're in survival energy, we are not going to be ever in thriving energy. These are two different realities, right? So where I help people go is into what I call the miracle realm, miracle lifestyle, whatever one suits you, but it's in the space where we begin to poke holes in our reality and say, this is bullshit. This is not the reality I want to agree to. We're all living on the same planet. We're breathing in the same oxygen. Some of us are occupying the same roofs, yet we are still living in totally different realities based on our internal agreements and our focus. And what I do with people is help them unravel and detach from the agreements and the beliefs, and a lot of them are unconscious. You don't even know you're doing it, so that you can have a totally different, upgraded, elevated experience. So I want to tell you all this. Tuesday is the masterclass. It's totally free. Come to it. If you come, I'm going to ask you some questions in this class that are going to get your wheels turning, and you're going to start thinking about, like, damn, have I really been believing that? Have I really been agreeing to this? And we get to see, like, what the outcome of that is. The other thing is that my Money Miracles course was supposed to not launch again until the end of the year, and then it would be actually starting in next year. But what happened is last week we ended, over a week ago, we ended the first round, and the women's results in this group, it was phenomenal. I mean, I shared it on my Instagram stories. I shared some of it on Facebook. But these women, one of the women had a phone call for $10,000 out of the blue. Other women were like mailbox money. One woman started a business to start making money right away. The other women were like doing things like healing relationships with their debt, healing the shame and the heaviness that they had around debt, around past money mistakes. And what was happening is they were being able to enjoy their money, go to bed at night and feeling like, I can trust that I can enjoy this because there's more where that came from. This is an energetic shift, and it's a money reality shift. And beyond that, it's a spiritual shift. It's you understanding that it's spiritually accurate. It's spiritually aligned for you to understand that you're abundant. Because we have to do some unlearning around that. We've been trained to think you show up, you work hard, and a human is going to tell you whether you can have money or not. That's a belief, and that's a reality you tune into. What we do is we're tuning out from that reality, calling bullshit on that reality, and saying, no. My money has come through these people sometimes, but they were just conduits, because my true money is coming from my source and supply. And beyond that, this is a connection to your divinity versus agreeing and focusing on any sort of deficiency. Hi, Abigail. Abigail was in Money Miracles, so she knows. Hi, Lisa. Lisa is in the next round of Money Miracles. So I'm just so excited because this is the deal. This thing is not even really about money. Money is a symbol. Money is a symbol of what we talk about in this. Really what we're talking about is worthiness. We're talking about worthiness. We're talking about personal spiritual power. We're talking about the ability to bend time and space. We're talking about the ability to collapse your current reality and say, no. I'm not going to agree to this anymore. I'm not available for this anymore. I am going to agree and receive and allow an elevated experience here. The cool thing is, an elevated experience is like literally one choice away. And the choice is to stop resisting. But here's the thing, and why this is tricky sometimes. We don't see that we are agreeing and defending sometimes our limiting, painful, suffering, surviving bullshit. And sometimes it takes just a mentor, someone to come in and to be very loving with you, but very direct, and show you, like, do you see that you're saying this and this is creating that? Do you feel your energy here? Your energy is calling in that. It's actually repelling that. The things you're calling in can't make their way through your body that's all like this and tight and tense and focused down there. So it's time that we lovingly return to our truth. It's time that we lovingly return back to our power. And I want to let you all know that I'm going to be sharing this, but my new 101 program, it's my elite level 101. So it's like the top of the line 101 program. I'm offering it to 2 people moving into the month of August. And we're going to be working through towards the end of the year. And these 2 people actually will get Money Miracles as a bonus. But I want to let you know that reading a book, listening to a Facebook Live, being in your own head, trying to look for your blind spots, can only take you so far. We all are here helping each other. And that's why all of our gifts and services and voices, it's all needed. It's really all needed. So I want to let you know that it's time that if you are feeling like I've been caught up in my own bullshit, I've been caught up in my own fears, I've been caught up in my own past negative associations, negative programming, I'm listening to my family, I'm listening to people on the news, that it's time to just pause, deep breath, let go of resisting, and ask, what kind of support do I really want in my life? What kind of support do I really want in my life? What kind of truth do I want to pour into my life? And do I want someone speaking truth over my life? Right? That's the thing that we forget. Listening to someone on a podcast or a Facebook Live, any of these things, it's a much different experience than if you enter a container with me, right? It's different. So if you're feeling that, I want to invite you to come closer. Otherwise, Tuesday, get into the masterclass. I'll drop the link here in the comments, and invite a friend. Invite a friend. And if you're like, you know what? I'm going to do the masterclass, but I also know I need to get in Money Miracles, then jump in as soon as the cart opens, because the cart's only going to be open Monday through Friday next week. And then it closes, and the following Monday, we are going to start the program, and lives are going to be changed. So you get to decide if you are one of those lives, and if it's you that gets to experience those feelings. So my friends, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and we'll talk soon. See you on Tuesday. Bye, Abigail. Bye, friends.